Hey there, wonderful souls, and welcome to today's message. We're up to day 31 of this 40-day challenge that I'm just showing up, choosing love over fear, really practicing that and guiding and directing my life in the way that I actually want and that feels good and takes a bit of courage and definitely comes with the challenges, but there's a lack of avoidance for the things that might be uncomfortable in life. So that's really what I mean by choosing love over fear. It's being directed by your higher self, that part of you that knows the right thing to do for you, and having the courage to actually align with integrity on who you are, what you value, the kind of person that you're proud to be, choosing to show up in the ways that are really good for your well-being and the well-being of others, rather than succumbing to our fears, our insecurities that all of us deal with, and making sure that by doing so and choosing love over fear in every conscious moment possible, we're actually able to guide and direct our life in the most fulfilling, the most inspiring, the most enlivening kind of way, consciously. So that's my hope, is that me showing up, and part of my choosing love over fear is showing up for these messages with you guys. And my hope is that it just sparks something within you that gets you aligned with your higher self, gets you kind of thinking outside your current frame of mind, looking through maybe a different lens that could empower you, that could shine some light on something that you might have otherwise not been, might have been in the shadow of a little bit in your own life. That's kind of the gift that we can give to each other when we do share about our own personal direct experiences in life, and kind of give each other the opportunity to actually think about things a little differently. All right, so let's get into it. A quick hello to Bill. So good to see you, my friend. And Arissa, good evening, or from me to you, good morning to you. And Domain is here as well. So good to see you guys. Thank you so much for showing up and tuning in for today's message. I hope you guys who are celebrating Valentine's Day had an amazing day yesterday. I had a really fun Valentine's Day and evening full of surprises. So I hope you had a fun experience yourself, whether it was with somebody else or just with yourself. I don't mind. All right, so today's message for you guys is one that's kind of coming from a few different angles, from the inside out in my own journey, and also with some other special souls in my life who I'm seeing this same pattern and theme. And so I wanted to share it with you. And it's all about keep spiraling up to your next level. All right, and this one is for you guys who may or may not be a bit like me and love newness, love maybe learning about a new thing, throwing yourself into new things, and it can be about those of you who stay on the same level with things, and not really having the courage to grow and develop and spiral up to a new level, just staying safe and playing on that same playing field. Now, those two kinds of people or behaviors that we engage in seem like they could be total opposites, but the truth is they're just different degrees of the same thing, right? Wherever we are chasing new after new after new after new, and wherever we're just staying in the comfort of the same, the truth is, in this conversation, and see how this fits for you, but both angles, both sides of that polarity, both degrees of the same old staying the same are evident. And the truth is that when we just start new after new after new after new, and we don't follow through on something, we end up just circling, in the same old spot, right? At the same old level, because we're new again, right? We know nothing. And for me, that's a real fun place to be. I love that. Like, I love jumping into a new idea, a new concept, a new teaching. But I tend to then go very deep in whatever realm really grabs my attention. But I have come from a place of like jump to this thing, to that thing, to that thing, to that thing, right? And what happens is you're exerting a lot of energy in a direction, but you're just circulating like in the same old spot, right? It's like looking at it this way. I've heard this analogy before that really landed for me, which is it's like you're on a dance floor, right? And you're in amongst it. You're on the dance floor, there's smoke machines going, the music's pumping, whatever's happening, and you're just kind of hanging around on that dance floor level. But as you start to develop yourself, right, if you're not just new thing to new thing, which could be new partner on the dance floor, a new partner on the dance floor, new partner on the dance floor, right? You're just circulating the room, hanging out on that level. Or on the other side, you're not just being that person who hangs out on the dance floor and doesn't want to go anywhere else, right? Because this is what you know, this is what seems safe, so you're just going to stay in your little spot on that same old level, right? Both of those decisions ain't really getting anywhere, right? Like you're just staying at the same level of consciousness. But as you choose to develop, what happens is you actually realize, oh, there's a staircase over there. I can actually get a different vantage point of this dance floor. You walk up the stairs, you're on the balcony, you're looking over the dance floor, and you get to see it in a whole different way, right? You're seeing like a totally different lens. You've not only got your awareness on the level of the dance floor, but now you have transcended that, and you get to include that awareness, but you're transcending it, right? You're developing. And then as you keep developing, you're spiraling more and more further up, right? You're taking new staircases, but you're looking down from a different vantage point at the same situation, right? The same dance floor, but you've been at the first level on the dance floor, you've gained that awareness, you've taken a walk up that first staircase, you've gained the awareness, you've transcended what you knew on the dance floor, but you get to include that wisdom and gain some new awareness. And as you keep going up and up and up and up, you're spiraling up in the same old theme. But there's growth and development, right? You're transcending and including the previous layer of awareness. Whereas if you just keep jumping from partner to partner, from partner to partner on that same old dance floor, you might get some little hits of some differences, right? But the truth is, you're not actually raising yourself out of that same level of conscious awareness. And the same is true for those of us who get stuck in the same old, oh, we just don't want to go into the unknown. Like, I'm just going to stay here with this one partner on this one dance floor, and we ain't moving from this little, little corner that we have, right? And so both situations, you're just going to swirl around on the same level of consciousness, whether you're choosing to go from this thing to that thing, or you're choosing to play it safe and just stay with the known all the time. They're just different degrees of the same old level of consciousness. And so why I'm sharing this analogy with you is because I want this to land in a way of whether you are jumping from one thing to another, or you're staying safe with what you currently know, both get real tedious and you'll get into burnout and never feel like you're getting off the hamster wheel. You're just going around and around and around in the same old spot, never getting anywhere, exerting a ton of energy, but just never changing, right? And my invitation is to you to take a step up on that staircase to a whole new balcony, to transcend and include the previous level of awareness. But what does that take? That actually takes a combination of those two on the dance floor. It takes you staying with the old, with the area of focus that you're gravitating towards, but bringing some newness to that expansion, developing yourself in that same realm. All right. And so why I share this is because that's what I'm really on the journey of, right? Like, I spent a lot of time, like when I first started my business and my coaching business back in 2013, I've spent a lot of time like really like diving into new and deepening into things and taking on this tool and that tool and gathering all these tools in my tool belt. And it reached kind of this point where I actually was so consumed with like all these things, I actually had to retreat back totally from the dance floor and actually let it all settle in my system and get to develop a deeper awareness of my own inner alignment, because I was so externally focused constantly, right? And as I've gone on that journey, and for about 1.5 years, nearly 2 years, I've just really let things land and settle and pointed the direction back in a very deep way into all the elements of my inner system. My mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, getting all of those planes of who I am into alignment, letting things land at a deeper level so that I can be really aware of not just my excitement for newness and jumping into new learnings and teachings and modalities, but actually letting that newness and aliveness like access that from a whole new vantage point of going deeper and deeper into the things that actually truly inspire me. And what's come to light as I've been on this journey is it's actually like not that different to what I was previously doing, right? What inspires me the most in the ways that I love to contribute and serve and learn and grow in my own system, they're all interconnected, and they're not that different from maybe what I was doing previously to letting it all land. But there's a whole other evolution that has taken place in how I do things. And instead of grabbing new things and needing it to be this whole different thing, it's actually just deepening and taking those next steps up the staircase to get a whole new vantage point, a whole new level of wisdom that transcends yet includes the wisdom of how I've done things in the past. But I'm different. I'm more grounded, but also at a higher height in terms of my own evolution on the journey with the things that inspire me, and my focus and attention has gotten even more precise on the things that are really aligned with enlivening my soul authentically, right? And so I also just wanted to do a quick share and shout out to the beautiful Alexandria. For those of you in our community and definitely who've been a part of the Limitless Potential Academy, you absolutely know who the beautiful Alexandria is. And I just received an email for her updating me on just the most amazing news for her, which is her evolution, her spiraling up. When I very first met Alexandria, it was on one of my 15-minute power sessions that I offered, to just connect and help somebody break through. And I met her, and she was somebody that on initial thought, she was this just incredible creative force that was really doubting herself and not seeing what I could see, not seeing the potential. And all I did, she shared of herself in that one-on-one session, and all I did was just reflect to her tremendous value, right? And reignite that little spark of inspiration for her beautiful and incredible gift of creativity. For her, it's in her poems, right? She's known as poetic presence, right? And so this really just that little tiny conversation just was kind of that spark that she needed to get back on track. And she's been on a whole journey of spiraling up and getting out of her desire to just stay safe and stay small on the dance floor with what she knows, even though she's got this huge creative spark within her, right? And that little ignition let her know, it's like, actually, maybe there is a staircase, right? Maybe there is something else here. And she took a walk up that staircase, and she's continued to her spiraling up journey. And she just reached out to me and shared with me, which nearly made me cry, that she's just launched her own book of poems. And I want to give her a shout out here for anybody who wants to see a creative force in her absolute flow. Her book, I've just bought it. It's on pre-order. It's called Butterfly Army Unite, a collection of her most beautiful works, which I can't wait to receive into my own physical hands. But I just wanted to give her a shout out here and really just highlight what it is to get off the dance floor, to get out of what you know in the smoke machines and the confusion and the fears and insecurities, and trust yourself enough and back yourself enough to find that staircase and to get a different vantage point and to keep spiraling up wherever you're most inspired and enlivened, rather than just circulating around in the one old spot, because that is what our life is meant to be for. You're meant to be here to continuously evolve, to transcend and include the previous levels of conscious awareness that you've had, to continue to get different vantage points, and to continue to develop yourself in the ways that most enliven your heart, your soul, and dedicate your heartbeats to what really matters to you and only you, right? That is the choosing of love over fear. That is the pathway to your evolution, your fulfillment, your freedom, all the juicy stuff that we all want to experience in life, but you're not going to access that if you keep circulating around on the same old level by jumping from that thing to the next thing to the next thing on the same level, and never really going deep, right? Or if you stay in your little cocoon and you never want to break free of that, right? And you just stay in that little safety net, right? Both of those are not the path that you're meant to be on, right? You are meant to take the stairs. You're meant to get to that next stage, to that next level of your evolution. And it's a spiraling up process. And I hope that you're on it right now. And if you do want any support on discovering that and getting off the dance floor and seeing what smoke you might be in, just shoot me a message. I'm always here to support you guys in any way that I can. So let me check in with you guys, see who's been able to join me, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. If you have anything that you'd love to share, any words of wisdom, or your experiences, or any questions, anything, it's all welcome here, and I so appreciate you guys. So Bill's in the house, and Domain, much love coming your way, Bill, and some strength there I can see, and Arissa's here, and Dave, and Eamon. And Bill, great for her. Another example of what do you have to lose? Absolutely. We can all celebrate Alexandria. I know you know her well, Bill. She's a beautiful soul and a phenomenal example. And there's no question why, butterfly is in her title. We all have to be the caterpillar. We all need to go in the cocoon so that we can break through to become that butterfly and transcend to heights that we wouldn't have otherwise even knew existed if we had just stayed the same, right? So that is my message for you guys today. I hope that on day 31 of this challenge, it does inspire you to think about where you could focus your energy, you could develop yourself, where you're most inspired, and stop staying small and safe in the one little corner on the dance floor and the smoke machines, and stop jumping from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. Just choose something and go deep, right? Until you really embody something and experience it, you're not really going to know what inspires you. So you just have to choose something. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, go, right? And then you'll get to know so much more about yourself, about what inspires you, about your path ahead, but you've got to do it through experience, all right? And yeah, I love all the butterflies, Bill. And I love the fact also my name is butterfly in Greek. So Vanessa apparently means that, and that suits me perfectly. I'm all about it. And much love coming to you, Joanne. I see you just joining now. I'm just about to sign off, so I really hope that those of you joining now catch a recording, get a ton of value from today's message. I'd love to hear from you if you have anything that you'd like to share, so drop some comments, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 32. Mwah.